Welcome to the podcast, in which we will explore an important aspect of everyone's life. Yes, I am talking about the human values and principles which guide us in living with kindness, respect, and honesty. No matter where we come from, these values always connect us as human beings. But what we people do? Generally, we ignore them. Under the influence of technology and fast-paced lifestyle, basic qualities have gradually faded away from our life. Everyone from us, I'm not only talking about the youngsters, but we just focusing on material achievements rather than inner growth. So keeping this thought process in mind, we have chosen this topic for discussion, where we will explore these values in depth, their significance, and how they impact our personal and professional lives. To enlighten this topic, we are invited Professor Dr. Amrinder Singh as esteemed professor at the University Institute of Teachers Training and Research, Chandigarh University. With a decade of experience in teaching, Professor Singh has demonstrated a profound dedication toward education. And over the past 3 years at Chandigarh University, his research has centered on significant aspects of ancient history, especially the Indus Valley civilization. Notably, his contribution to the field include the discovery of 15 archaeological sites associated with the Harappa civilization in the Mohali district of Punjab. I must say this is a very remarkable achievement, sir. Beyond the expertise of Dr. Singh in history, he has also imparted knowledge in universal human values, emphasizing his commitment to holistic education and the ethical and moral development of students. We are truly honored to have Dr. Singh with us to share their insight and valuable expertise. I welcome you, sir, in this podcast.
Thank you, ma'am, for inviting me. It's my honor to be here. I'm very delighted, and I would like to share the little knowledge that I have with your audience and listeners, whoever watching us, whoever listening us. So thank you for inviting me.
To start with the fundamentals, sir, how would you define the human values?
Like you mentioned earlier during the introduction that before talking about human values, it is important to understand what makes us human. So how we human as a Homo sapiens are different from other animals. Like to understand that, I would like to tell you that it's the connection between our brain and the vocal cords.
Sure.
Basically that produced knowledge, and that knowledge we are sharing with your audience today.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. So, what do you think that these core values are very much important, like in our everyone's life? So, how do you define these characteristics of these values?
It is important to understand human values. When we talk about human values, basically these are the fundamental morals and ethical principles. Basically, they made the foundation or guide us and for ourselves and for the others. There are certain values which are universally recognized and accepted as common values throughout the culture, societies, and all religion, and throughout the human race even. So these are respect, compassion, love, and every human being basically accept all those values within their livelihood.
And I think, sir, our today's generations totally just fade these values from their lives. And being a parent, I think it's a responsibility of parents that we have to just keep in touch with the children, so that we have to just give them a right direction to choose their right path. So I think that this is a good opportunity for the each and every student, so that they attain these values in their life and take their smooth path, so that they achieve or they can attain their goals. So, Dr. Singh, what do you think that what are the major core values, human values? What do you think? Do they are important in our life? If I am talking about the core values.
Core values, there are five main core values that can come under the domain of universal human values. Basically, that is truth. First one is truth. Everyone is speaking and seeking truth, and truth basically develop the understanding and trust, because it fosters and it also develop the relationship. When you are speaking a truth, you can be accounted as you gain credibility in the society for your character, for your true behavior. You said that we are losing the values. Basically, this generation is losing the value. I am an historian. When I looked at the statistics of last 100 years, basically what I believe that we are gaining a lot in terms of human values, rather than on the degrading side. We are basically on the development or in the improvement side. During the last century, there are struggles against the governments, and mostly the struggles are the violent struggle.
Definitely.
Because we didn't have any non-violence concept with us. We didn't have non-violence as a value. So when we look at the history, and there were the peoples fighting for the human rights, and there were a lot of struggle to gain the rights for the women, and slavery has also been the main issue during the centuries. So when we look at the present time, so now all these things has been resolved, and basically it is due to that we are on the positive side of human values. We are, like, our race is basically gaining the value rather than losing the value. Yeah, there are certain areas we need to focus on, we need to talk, and we need the improvement. Especially, you are talking about the modern age. Recently there is an artificial intelligence that come into the academic circle. Yeah, there are basically the ethics that should be that should be implemented, that should be levied upon the academicians, on the students, so that everyone follow all those things. When we talk about ethics, basically ethics are the top of all values. Basically, ethics are the norms that are permissible in the society, and we ethics also have consequences. It can be positive, it can be negative. For example, if we permit to do nuclear research, or allow to use the nuclear weapon, then we do also have consequences in the form of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So it sometimes, when the ethics got wrong and we allowed, and later on we have to face the consequences. So we need to resolve or correct all these things for the better of human life.
Very true. So you have used the term core. So what do you think? Is there any difference between the core human values or the general human values, or both the terms are same, or we can just
I skipped that part you asked it me before. When we talk about core, so basically the truth, love, peace, and respect and non-violence, that are the core human values.
All these values really plays in each and everyone's life.
Because every human like to live upon those values. When we talk about love is basically is a deep sense of care and deep sense of belongingness with the others. So it establishes the mutual understanding. So every human likes to be loved, and and there is a core value called justice. So justice basically it ensures that every person is lived with the dignity and respect.
Yes.
Yes.
Very true, sir. I think that today's generation have to just keep touch or keep check on this thing, that they have to just keep these things in their mind, that the values really pay in each and everyone's life. So what do you think, like you are in teaching profession, how student deal with the values in your teaching profession? Like what kind of experience you have gained from that thing?
Okay, like first of all, student need to understand that the values, basically they are the internal, they are basically self-evident. The student cannot forcefully acquire the values from the society, or you cannot impose the values on the individual or any student. Basically, they emerge out of human nature. And there is a lot of controversy related to this, like to explain from where these values emerge from. And it is very important to understand, like there are certain values which you acquire from the society, and there are certain values which acquire through evolution. And the science try to explain or resolve all these questions, science with their branch like neuroscience, evolutionary biology, and through psychology, try to answer that how the human behave, but there are limitation of science in this regard. Science cannot answer you what ought to be. It can answer what is, like why the human, what is the human behavior. It cannot answer what ought to be the human behavior. So and at this point of time, the moral philosopher like Ian Morris, he come forward like and try to explain through his historical analysis. Like he divided the evolutionary pattern into 3 stages of human development. In the initial stage, he called the foraging society. We know that we are around 2 lakh years old, and through this time period, we lived a very wild life. So the material around us are very limited. Basically, we are on the survival. So at that time, like he said, the society was foraging societies was egalitarian, but they were violent at the same time. Secondly, the farming society, basically the farming started back 10,000 years. The farming society basically are hierarchical but less violent. And then we have fossil fuel societies. Fossil fuel society emerged during the Industrial Revolution. So they are more politically and socially, you can say that egalitarian. They but they are comparatively less violent. So every society has a different set of values that emerge, and a lot of factors, basically the material world around us also affect our source of values. So like a student need to understand this controversy, and it is beyond the scope of science. And when you look at the from the philosophical level, the religious level, then student came to know the right source. Basically it is a mix of biological, moral, and all type of forces. Like when we study the Greek philosopher Aristotle, Plato, so they think a lot on this aspect. And when we look at the religious history of our India, or the religious philosophy of our religion, so we can find a lot of values in that. And that's why like we are teaching our student all these values through the curriculum that we provided in the university. Take the example of our Chandigarh University. We also taught them a universal human value course as a core subject. So it's not matter only the student of social sciences can understand. Anyone, because we are all humans, and it is important that every student should understand the scope, or develop the understanding, a rational view about the human values. Yes.
So you used 2 terms, is and ought to be, and what does really mean?
Like this is an odd distinction. Basically, it is basically pointed out back in 18th century by David Hume. Basically, just I explained that it explained that science cannot basically answer what is right or wrong. It can answer you what is out there. It cannot provide you a distinction between right or wrong, because it is beyond the scope of science. Because when you when you try to take the statistical data, when you gather the data, so you can explain the things happen and how they happens. You cannot explain what they should happen in that way with the help of science. So this is a philosophical key problem with the science.
So now in these days, the topic of war is just going on. What do you think the non-violence affect the core human values?
Definitely, when we look back into history, so in my mind, the example of Emperor Ashoka.
Sure.
So when we look at Ashoka, he was a non-violent emperor, and
totally tremendous.
He was the first. He was the first. Basically, he was the first who tried to experiment with non-violence. He renounced the war and he tried to implement non-violence through his method that he called Dhamma. So he tried to conquer the world with through the non-violent method. We have in front of us the example of our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Basically, Gandhi used the concept of non-violence as a weapon against British imperialism for the liberation of our country, and he succeeded in that. We finally got independence in 1947. So we have later example of Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela. Basically, they use non-violence as a value for the struggle for equality or for the citizen in their country. So that's how these values saved a lot of life, because before non-violent protest, what alternative we had? That was the armed struggle. So in the armed struggle, a lot of people died. So what was the use of that? So that's why we developed our country, basically India, give this value to the whole world. Now every person, every individual who are not agree with their government, they protest non-violently, and the government basically take a note of the non-violent protest. It's a trend now. Yeah.
Yes, well said, well said. So I think if I am talking about the general values, so we have to just keep this in our mind that everybody should have to just play a vital role in these values. So if I am talking about the key features of universal values, then which things you want to discuss with us, that what are the major key features we have to just
when we talk about key features, they ought to be self-evident, because the values emerged out of human nature, and they should be universally accepted. Like every human society, every culture, every country should accept all those values. And next thing that we have, these values should be non-negotiable. They cannot be compromised. Okay, because for a cohesive society and for the human integrity, these values are the essential for that. And these values should be self-evident. You cannot impose values, I said earlier. Basically, if you basically they came out of your nature. These are the key features of universal human values.
So one question strike in my mind, that now we are living in the modern era, hai na? So what do you think that if I am talking about the feminism, Do you think that we can correlate these terms, feminism, with the universal human values, or what do you think that do the female have to be the major play a major role in these values? If I'm talking about from the family aspect.
Yeah, it is wrong when we talk about gender discrimination or something like that, because these human values, in general, applies on all human race. Even in fact, we have some responsibility. We should have values for the other species on this planet. Although we are the finest species on Earth, it doesn't mean that we started to destroy their livelihood. Okay, the way they live, we started to destroy the environment, climate, because if we are doing that, we are not basically following the values that ought to be followed. That's why the awareness regarding gender or women empowerment and the values related to environment, they comes up. That also include that is also included in non-violence. Basically, it doesn't mean non-violence just applied to humans. It should it is also applied to every species.
So I'm totally agree with you. Now, my last question to you, that what is the role of parent, teachers, and family to develop these universal human values?
Yes, every we can say, when we talk about the role of parents, basically they laid the foundation of human values among their children, because the children imitate the behavior of their parents. When they are doing good, they follow the good. If they are doing the bad things, definitely the children are following or imitating their behavior. And then comes the role of the society. Basically, a society helps you to test these values.
Sure, sure.
And definitely here, I would like to tell you that the role of teachers are very important, because they tells the importance of values to the students. The teacher can work as a role model for his or her student. And definitely, what they learn through the college, university, schools, definitely they learned whatever they learned through that educational environment. They later, the rest of life, they followed all those values. And then comes the role of state. Basically, it is the responsibility of state to follow the values, or to ensure that the every human value should be followed, either through law or through you can say that some kind of restrictions, foundations, or or through any kind of promotional campaign, so that every person started to perform the good things in their life. We can say that there are many campaigns, by the government, like the Sarva Shiksha movement, basically, where every child has the right to get education. So, and a lot of NGOs are working on this part as well. The more and more we discuss, the more and more we spread the knowledge about these human values, they definitely the outcome would be very good. In the end, I would like to say that we are humans, and it is because of the values that we acquire, and we should abide all those values, especially the core values, universal human values. Like many students, they studied this subject, but they take it very casually in the form of a one-time exam. But the role of value should be throughout the life.
They need
And
to implement
yes,
these values.
yeah, only that we can live our life, or this world can be a better place to live. Yeah.
Very well said, sir. I think now we can say that these values really play a vital role in our life. So, a heartfelt thank you to Professor Dr. Amrinder Singh for sharing your deep knowledge and thought-provoking ideas with us, and your expertise has truly enriched our understanding of the importance and application of these human values. So, to all our listeners, we encourage you to embrace these values in your daily life. Let us strive to uphold them in our action and in our decisions, making the world a better place for ourselves and for future generations. Thank you for joining us, and do not forget to subscribe our channel. See you online for more enlightening discussions in the future. Until next time, stay mindful, stay compassionate, and continue to uphold the values that make us better individuals and a stronger society.